Good morning. I wanted to discuss the law of attraction with you. Now, somewhere you've heard of it. Somewhere you know that people have been using it. You most probably have even seen the movie, The Secret, and most probably was introduced to that some time ago. Now, I came across The Secret in 2006. It was shortly after the time that Malcolm had died. And I went to a friend's house, and her and her hubby had this movie, The Secret, and they said, watch it with us. So I did. And initially, I must say, I was quite appalled by watching this video because basically what it was saying was whatever you think about with feeling, you attract into your life. That is the law of attraction. And I thought about this, and I'd obviously just gone through losing Malcolm, and I thought, you want to tell me I had attracted that into my life? And I did not like it. But there was something in the back of my mind that kind of stuck going, let me look at this. Let me try and see, like what is it? And I started playing around with the idea. Now, for those of you that have watched the Law of Attraction video, The Secret, see it as like the foundation, the introduction to manifesting a life that you actually want and that you can kind of project your way of life to the way that you are wanting and foresee it going. However, there was a lot that wasn't discussed in this video. And then I became kind of obsessed with what is going on. And I'd look at my life and go, oh, okay, how did I manifest this into my life? And then some bad things happened upon the way. But thinking back now and seeing where my mind was and seeing the state I was in and what I was thinking and more than feeling, I can now see how that was possible that I attracted that into my life. But at the time, you kind of don't see it. You only notice after the fact when you're really. And so the beginning of January last year, I went through some heavy, heavy stuff in my life, and it was kind of the tipping point in my life. And I thought, well, I had never really focused in on this before. I can see how I had attracted all of this rubbish into my life by my thoughts. Maybe there's something to this. In the same breath, I was able to manifest huge things into my life, massive things into my life, very quick and very fast. And I was trying to put it all together with how does this work? Like, what is a good got to do with bad? What's a bad got to do with a good? How do I manifest this so quickly and that takes forever to manifest? How do the bad things come so quickly without me really giving much thought to it? And I kind of had all these what if, where, how, when, what questions going on in my mind. And fast forward another year to this year, and then I discovered life coaching. I had this great desire to go into life coaching. And there I started learning tools to kind of help you on your way. And as soon as I combined the two, everything changed, and everything changed rapidly because there was this action part. Have you ever heard of the law of attraction? First, you think of what you're wanting it, and then you kind of have to break through all the blocks or the things standing in your way, and then you kind of, that's your action point, right? And then you wait for the receiver. That's a very quick way of describing it. And that was my action point. Before, I was always stuck in this, oh, well, if I think about it, if I visualize, if I have a vision board, if I do this, if I do that, these things would just come into my life. But it wasn't because I wasn't taking the action point. Yet I thought I was taking the action point by doing those things. But I wasn't doing the deep work. And when I started doing the deep work and I was working one-on-one with coaches and they would ask me questions that literally broke down blocks that I didn't know I had, and they literally feel like mountains every time that just fall off your shoulders when you're working with a coach, I realized. And as soon as one or two or three of these things get broken, call them blocks or old beliefs or things that don't serve you, man, did life start to change for me. And then I got even more interested in this. Well, how does this work? Like, how is it that I'm doing that? This is falling into place. And I started playing some more. So I went and did some courses in manifesting and becoming an instructor in that, in the advanced, in the basic, and then the advanced stuff. I went to all the big guys out there and I bought courses and I started learning and I started doing and I started getting certificates that they came out of my ears. But it wasn't because I wanted to do something. I was interested in me, making it work for me. I was interested in making this kind of connection point in my head. And that is what I am wanting to share with you. So I want you to think about this. If you in your life have found that you have these massive ups and massive downs, and your in betweens are so up and down that you don't know where to go, this is most probably going to help you. This missing link, the action point in breaking the things or standing in your way, that is most probably going to be your breakthrough, like it was for me. For many people, and for me too, if there's no resistance, I can think of something and happens now, and it's a lot of fun to do that. But when you really want something and it's not showing up, it's like, what's in the way of this? And going like a detective and finding it. And in that process, also working on all the stuff inside, better thought process, understand how the mind works. What am I thinking constantly? What am I feeling? Where does it come from? How far back in my past does it go? Is it a thing that I just noticed on social media and I heard it so many times that it became a belief without me realizing? Is it perhaps something I heard when I was very small or noticed or seen within life around me that I thought was normal? Like a lot of people have this thing like money is evil or money is bad. Now, that wasn't the case for me, but in my case, it was like money is hard to find because it was always a struggle looking at everybody around me. It wasn't money was an issue. It was hard. So I want to sit and say that if you are interested in this, is kind of piquing your interest and you're going, this is kind of interesting. And not only if you don't believe in the manifesting side because it's happening, if you like it or not, just notice your thoughts for a week and see the outcome and see what's going on in your life, and kind of evidence speaks for itself, right? So I want you just to take a little bit of notice of what's actually going on here and what is showing up in here. Now, the interesting thing is even people show up in your life and kind of mirror back what is going on in your mind. And that is kind of scary, but we'll still get to that and talk about that as we go on in this course. So I'm going to break down the things I've learned. I'm going to break down some of the action points, and I'm going to try and show you how exciting it can be when you take something, work on something, and see the outcome so quickly and immediately that it kind of makes sense. So let me tell you a quick story. I was chatting with one of my clients, and we had a story about an old problem that she used to have with her father, who was very, very, very strict. And every time he asked her a math question, she got it wrong, she got a hiding. So over the years, she started really disliking it. She started fearing getting questions wrong, and she started hating math because of it. Now, if you go to my LinkedIn page, you can read more about it there. But long story short, she had this fear of math causing pain. She kind of related the two, which made math a problem. Now, as soon as she could, she dropped math from school and she carried on with her life. And math, she's now deep in her 40s, she had an issue with anything that had to do with numbers. And it could be working on a budget or, calculating a quick thing in her head or anything. She absolutely just didn't like it. So what happened was we were sitting chatting about this, and eventually it came out that she had related math. So here's the thing. So she loves her father to this day so much still, but she hates math. So where did the problem actually originate from? Was it the problem that math was the problem? Or was it that she was fearing getting a hiding, and that caused her to hate math as a problem? Now, here's the thing. Math equals numbers. Numbers equal money. And she couldn't understand why money wasn't flowing into her life. So I want you to think about it. all of a sudden she breaks that block. She realizes where it come from. It's this big aha moment. Oh, now I understand. And so, by the way, today she loves math. She likes math, everything. She works at her own budget. She's doing everything. She used to give it to her husband to do now. She's like, yeah, come. And she does it all herself now. She looks after her own money. She's now interacting. She's working on it. And she's actually loving the process of math and money. But before there was a block. And once she had that aha moment, this is where it stemmed from, this is where it came from, I don't have this, got nothing to do with the math. Actually, that all lifted, went away, and now money is coming into her life. Isn't that wonderful? So that is the action point I'm talking about. That is the aha moment. That is oh, I get it. But she had to do something to break that block to open up the path, you see, because it was an old belief that she just believed math was bad. Bad math was terrible. I don't like it. It's numbers. I don't like it, which actually related to her money. So can you see how the process works? So I hope that you enjoyed this video and start thinking about the things. Let's start noticing. Kind of ask yourself, the leaders who before internet and this information age was out there and we're starting to learn about it, ask yourself about the leaders in the past. You know, how did they do it? Do you know somebody who just money comes easy to them? And that's just the way they think. It's easy to get money. Think of a person that's really healthy. That's just the way they think. They think health. They don't think about, oh, I'm feeling so sick, I don't have energy. They don't think like that because they're not like that. Think of a person in the best relationship. They have a good relationship because they're living in that good moment of the relationship. Now think of somebody in a bad relationship. Where are their thoughts? Where's their partner's thoughts? Because they've been dwelling on all the bad stuff that's been happening and that's reflected to them. So the leaders in the past just had that natural ability. Did they learn about it? They could have. Did it naturally come to them because that's what they saw and believed from their parents or from everybody else? Sure. So ask yourself, what is a good area in your life? What is a not so good area in your life? And what is standing in the way of you going where you want to go? So if you like this, comment and tell us a story. Tell us about something where you realize something and all of a sudden the path cleared for you. That would be so amazing to hear. And until the next time, keep practicing, keep learning, keep thinking about it. Nothing wrong with thinking about it as long as you're in the questioning of it rather than the feeling bad about it. So if you're asking yourself, where did this come from? How did it get there? How long has it been there? Why is it here? Is my thought actually true? That's the biggest question. Is this thought true? And then try and bust the thought on your own. See what you come up with. If you're having difficulty in it, therefore, you have a ton of coaches out there to help you on your way. And if you want to know a little bit more about coaching, because that's my thing, I love working through busting these old beliefs. That I love that. It lights me up like crazy. So that is, you can go down to my website below and go and have a look to see what is interesting in there. And let's do a session. The first session is always free. Let's do a session. Let's bust a couple of these old beliefs and see if you like it and see if paths start opening up for you. Until the next time, we'll see you soon. Bye.